Lamar, can you put that chair down? I forgot that one.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. Okay, we've got table 5. Table 5, we're going to do the problem in the upper left, the one that everybody had to write in the missing letter from the 3-hole punch. What's the first thing we look for again? You guys should have them written down from Tuesday. Okay, that's not the first thing, but this one will be, just because first thing you check for is everything lines up. Because we are going to get questions where they don't. Now, I think you guys probably just look at it and automatically they know they do. So you kind of skip that step, and that's good. So then what you said was good. Choose to cancel X's or Y's. Do you guys have a preference? You're picking. Alan, it's all you. Yes, that's the smart word. Okay, thanks. Were you trying to choose another table? Oh, all right. Cancel the X's. We can definitely do that. Okay, so So we are going to cancel the X's. Currently we have a 2X and a 1X. I've got table 7. Dominic? Do you remember how to go about trying to decide? So we want to cancel the X's out, but we've got a 2 and a 1. How do we make them, try not to sneeze. How do we make them the same but opposite?
You multiply it by a number.
Okay, so we can multiply one of them by a number, both of them by a number, or we don't have to. This one we do. What would you do, or do you want some assistance on that part?
-2 on bottom.
Excellent. Multiply the bottom by -2, and that usually works nice and easy when one of them's a 1. Okay, so I'm just going to rewrite both equations because it's kind of, a lot of people like to write the equations next to it, but it kind of just depends on how much room you have. So I will write them right next to it, but I don't know if you guys can write that small or not. So then I would have -2x, -8y, -24. It can be hard to remember to multiply that out to all 3 things. Like when the number is directly in front of the first one, sometimes your brain just wants to do the first one only. All right, nice job, Dominic. Let's go with table 4. Some guidance on what I should do now. Yeah, you can certainly check the steps if you want.
Multiply the top one by 8.
Okay, how come we would do that?
To make. No, you can.
So what you're saying, what you're saying is you were trying to cancel the y values out, and that would work. We're not going to do that only because we purposely multiplied to cancel the x's. But what you said would work if you were trying to cancel the y's. Sebastian, what should we do now? I waited till you're done eating.
Combine the x's to get this out.
Yeah, add the 2 lines together. So I'm going to add both lines together. 2x plus -2x cancels. It's 0. 1y minus 8y would be -7y. -4, -24 is -28. Okay, good. Gessler? Last little bit.
And then you divide the -7.
Perfect. Divide by -7. I think some of you probably have done these enough that that's kind of just habit for you where you'll do that automatically. I did notice correcting your test yesterday that a lot of you kind of rush through this a lot, that you make errors on the positive and negative signs doing this last step. A lot of people would divide two negatives and then accidentally write the answer as a negative, or they would forget that a negative sign was there. I do have them corrected already, and I can get them back to you if we want to do that today, or if you'd rather do it tomorrow, it doesn't matter, but this should be positive 4. Okay, I got table 5 4 times. Table 7. What's going on, dice? Table 1. Well, Beckett, that's you, I guess. What should I found the first answer. How do I go about finding the second answer?
On the bottom problem, so x plus 4y.
Okay, so you took the one that was the original bottom one, okay?
You put 4 in from the 4y, so it'd be x plus 4 times 4 equals 12.
Okay, I'll do that on the line underneath it, but you can take any one of these equations up here and it will work. Generally, you just pick one that looks easy to you. And then subtract 16, and you get negative 4. You 100% are okay writing the answers just like separately like this, or if you would prefer, you're more than welcome to write it as a point. Now, the point is probably more universal because, like when you're doing graphing, a point is pretty much the way to do it. Like you're looking for a literal point. So coordinates are kind of more universal. Okay, let's look for a more difficult problem, but I think my notes again are like the last time, I'm missing the third row. I wanted to pick one where they did not line up. Is there one of the third row problems that the x's and y's don't line up? I couldn't remember. No. Okay, well then I'm going to make one up. I'm going to take one of these problems and just rearrange stuff. Let's take that one, but I'm going to write it. Oh, you don't really have a spot to put it. Why don't you scribble this one out, and we're going to write the new problem right next to it or right underneath it. Let's see. So we are going to have 2x plus 3y equals negative 12. The second equation is going to be negative 9 plus 3y equals negative 5x. I mean, it's the same problem. But I purposely didn't want them to line up. Let me move these. Because I want to go over what to do if they don't line up. Rather than rolling somebody think they know what you should do.
Times like either or of them by negative 1.
Say it again.
Times like either one of them by negative 1.
Okay, how come you would do that? We certainly could.
You get like 1, negative 3.
Oh, so you can cancel the y's right away. Oh, that was totally accidental. I didn't even notice they were lined up nicely like that. That actually would work, but we're going to pretend that doesn't. First thing we want to do is to make everything line up. But you're correct. Like if they line up, the y's lined up, it would work. So you're going to need to move things around so the terms line up. I need my x's and y's to be on the left. Currently, the y is on the left, but not the x. Table 9. Anakin, do you remember how to move a term? Like, how do I get this negative 5x over to the left? Okay, do you remember how to cancel one out? Like, how would I cancel negative 5x? What?
Plus 5?
Plus 5x. So, oh, that's not a marker. Doing the step of canceling something moves it. So they're kind of actually like the same thing. So by me canceling the x on the right, it moved it to the left. Now the problem is that my equation says negative 9 plus 5x plus 3y, they're all different, equals 0. Anakin, do you mind if I just go back to you here?
Mr. McCall,
Go for it.
how do you know where to put that 5x?
It actually doesn't matter what order you write them. As long as the negative symbol is on the 9, the positive symbol is on the 5, and the positive symbol is on the 3, you can write them whatever order you want. Anakin, I was going to ask you, how do I move the negative 9 to the right or cancel the negative 9 on the left?
Plus 9.
Plus 9, yep, nice. And by moving the terms around, now the things line up. All right, so I'm going to rewrite my first equation, which I didn't do anything with. And then my second one became 5x plus 3y, which conveniently was the original one that we scribbled out. Wait a minute. Oh, was the original one negative 9?
No.
Oh, I wrote it down wrong then. Hold on, let's fix ours, because otherwise the answer's not going to work out. This should have been a positive 9. Positive 9, which means we should have subtracted 9 from both sides. It's a good thing you guys have erasers. Negative 9, negative 9, negative 9. That was close. We almost had a really bad answer. Still would have worked, just not a good answer. Okay, Jack, I'll go back to you. Now that we have everything lined up, what would you do to multiply to cancel one of them out, which you were correct before?
Like multiply one of them by -1.
Okay, let's do let's pick the bottom one? Sure.
Would that have like not worked before?
It would have. It would have, just coincidentally, I didn't want them to line up like that. I just accidentally had the y's line up. So a question that you would get like this on a test, nothing would line up. So I wanted to show you the method to do it if they didn't. Okay. So, rewrite once again, and I'm sure you're running out of space. 2x plus 3y equals negative 12, negative 5x, negative 3y, positive 9. Ellen, what do we do now? You're on your Chromebook. Oh. You were here Tuesday, I think, weren't you? I think it was yesterday you were gone, right? Yeah. So you should have the steps written up. What's step 4? How are you going to do this on a test if you don't even write them down in class? Get with it. Who hasn't gone yet? Table 3. What do I do now? Which I think looks like you guys already did on paper. Have you been doing something else?
No.
Hmm.
You sounded right.
I did. I guess I don't know if you're ready except for this class. So. Yeah, I figured you were. Wait. Okay, so we have the y values as opposite numbers. Add the two lines together. Negative 3x, cancel, negative 3.
And then divide by negative.
Yep. Okay, first answer. Wasn't gone. Table 11 has not gone. How do you find the second answer?
You put the X into one of the X spots.
Basically, any equation above it. Yep. Okay, so I'll just pick this 2x plus 3y equals negative 12 that has stayed the same since the beginning. I'll put it in this one. So I would have 2 times 1 plus 3y equals negative 12. Subtract 2 so I can save space. 3y. I got all this way and it's not going to work out? Yeah, it looks like I wrote everything down right. Okay. Doesn't mean it's wrong. It just frequently that means you made a mistake. So I want to double check all through this. Divide by 3 and I get a terrible answer. If you want to write a decimal, you can. If you want to write a fraction, you can. Okay, these clearly are going to be the worst of the problems you'll get. When they don't line up, it has a bunch of extra steps. I wanted to do one with you so that you had an example to look at. It looks like all the rest of the problems on the packet piece of paper there, they do line up. So you shouldn't need to do this on any other problem. Okay, I will stop there. We have roughly 17 minutes left. I told you guys that if you had homework you wanted to check off today, you could. This would be a perfect time now that we're done with the notes. So if you didn't get homework checked off yesterday, I can do that today.